Federico Zandomeneghi occupies a singular place in the history of late 19th century European painting, bridging the rigorous traditions of the Venetian Academy with the luminous, broken colour and vivacious immediacy of the Parisian Impressionists. Born on June 30th, 1841, to a prosperous family in Venice, Zandomeneghi demonstrated early promise as a draftsman and colourist. He enrolled at the Accademia di Belle Arti di Venezia at the age of 16, where the prevailing academic instruction emphasized precise draftsmanship, careful modeling, and the grand manner of Italian historic and religious painting. Under the tutelage of Napoleone Nani, he mastered line and form, but also harbored a restless inclination toward modern life and natural light, an inclination that would lead him far from the canals of his native city. During the 1860s, Zandomeneghi aligned himself with the socially engaged realists in Italy, notably the circle around Gustavo Dorini in Rome, and participated in republican political demonstrations that followed the struggles for Italian unification. In 1867, his involvement in pro-Garibaldi riots compelled him to leave Italy temporarily. He made his way to Paris, the vibrant capital of modern painting, where he arrived in 1874. Although he soon returned to Venice, the seeds of Parisian influence had been sown, and by the spring of 1878, he would settle permanently in France. Paris in the late 1870s was electric with artistic ferment. The first Impressionist exhibition had taken place in 1874, and by the time Zandomeneghi arrived, artists such as Claude Monet, Edgar Degas, and Camille Pissarro had begun to redefine painting's possibilities. The Italian émigré quickly made friends among this circle. He forged a close bond with Degas, whose compositional daring and keen observation of modern urban life resonated with Zandomeneghi's own interests. Through Degas, he met Mary Cassatt, with whom he shared an affection for pastel as a medium and for intimate domestic motifs. Yet Zandomeneghi retained a warmer, more Venetian palette and a looser handling of colour than Degas' cool, analytical nuances. From 1879 through 1886, Zandomeneghi exhibited regularly with the Impressionists, participating in 4 of their 8 independent group shows. His works of this period often depict chic, bourgeois Parisians in cafes, theatres, and parks, rendered with sparkling brushstrokes and a mellow glow. He was particularly drawn to scenes of women at leisure, reading, embroidering, or promenading, capturing both the lyricism of public life and the introspection of private moments. Unlike many of his French colleagues, he wielded pastel with exceptional fluency as well as oil, a dual mastery that allowed him to explore softness of light and texture in novel ways. While his career in Paris flourished, Zandomeneghi never severed his ties to Italy. In 1889, he exhibited in Venice alongside other Italian artists who were discovering or rediscovering the Impressionist approach, and in 1895 he returned permanently. Back in his homeland, he brought with him the lessons of French modernism, the emphasis on plein air practice, the chromatic vibrancy of broken colours, the spontaneity of brushwork. In Venice and the Veneto region, he painted luminous landscapes and quotidian waterfront scenes, as well as figure studies that reflected the cosmopolitan grace he had absorbed in Paris. In Italy, critics and collectors came to regard Zandomeneghi as a conduit for the new French style. He taught at the Accademia di Belle Arti in Venice, influencing a younger generation of Italian painters who would go on to form the so-called Scuola di Burano and Scuola di Palestrina, movements that, while rooted in Venetian colorism, embraced the Impressionist ethos of capturing transient atmospheric effects. His Venetian works are distinguished by their effusive light and the gentle interplay of water and architecture, often rendered in a palette of rose, violet, and deep emerald, enlivened by brisk, confident strokes. In private and professional life alike, Zandomeneghi remained an urbane, sociable figure. Married in 1895 to Emilia Caporale, he balanced family, teaching, and painting, dividing his time between Venice and the nearby town of Massanzego. Although he exhibited sparingly after the turn of the century, his late works continue to display the hallmarks of his mature style: subtle tonal harmonies, a facile merge of drawing and colour, and an undiminished interest in the effects of light on both human figures and landscape. Federico Zandomeneghi died in Venice on July 13, 1917, at the age of 76. In the decades since, his reputation has oscillated between neglect and revival. Mid-20th century scholars often overlooked him in favor of his more flamboyant French counterparts, yet recent exhibitions and scholarship have reasserted his importance as a unique link between Italian academic traditions and the avant-garde. Major retrospectives in Venice, Milan, and beyond, as well as acquisitions by institutions such as the Galleria d'Arte Moderna ca Pissarro in Venice, have restored him to prominence, underscoring his role in the international exchange of ideas that defined Impressionism. Today, Zandomeneghi is recognized not merely as an Italian Impressionist, but as a cosmopolitan artist whose work exemplifies the porous boundaries of 19th century art. His elegant compositions and luminous surfaces continue to appeal to collectors and museum audiences alike. By marrying the Venetian gift for color with the French fascination for immediacy, he forged a personal vision that remains a testament to the cross-currents of European modernism and to the enduring power of light, color, and observation in painting.